will learn today. We will review what we learned on our last session for Power Apps. Also, I will share with you how to use the controls and CAMS app within Power Apps, and we will go through the galleries and what kind of controls that we can use it within galleries. Also, we will check what type of controls we have while we are using Power Apps. We have a different controls for sure, and also within the forms, as I explained on our last session, that we have a galleries, we have a form, and for each type, there is a specific controls that you can use it. Also, if you have any question, you can ask during the session, or you can type your question within the chat. Okay, so let us review first what we learned on our previous session. We learned like how we can change the layout of our gallery, and we did some practice. Also, how we can change the order and the field appeared within the form or the edit form or display form that we have it. And if we have a numbers, how we can change the format for the coloring, for if you want to add some to change like from text to be as a number with the price and all this stuff. Also, we learned the basic things about the controls. We went through the controls, how we can check the controls that we have it, and the main focus was on the actually on the gallery and the forms like edit form or this. So for our session, actually, I really prefer to go through live demo and explain the main topic while we are opening the actual application or the actual portal and go through the main points that we will cover today. So let me open Power Apps now. Here we go. So as I mentioned, if you are interested to work on Power Apps, you need to get a license from Microsoft, or you can get a free environment. And I can share with you later on the link, like how you can get the free environment for 30 days. And from there, you can work on Power Apps, Power Automate, Power BI, all the Power Platform tools. And later on, you can subscribe to the license that we have it. So let me create the app from blank, and from there we will go through the controls that we have it. So let me call it here a new, just a minute, all controls app. You can call it whatever. And if you look at it here, so you have two different layout for your application. We have a tablet or phone, so it's up to you. So today I will use a phone layout because we will not build our application. Actually, today our main focus will be on the controls that we have it. Because if you want to build your application, you need to understand the basic things, and the most important things or the most important components within Power Apps actually is the controls that we have it. So let us wait for just a minute. Cool. Let me close this page. So once you build your application and once you create the name of your application, by default, if you are selecting creative from a blank, you will be able to get this page and it's empty. There is nothing. And from there, actually, you can create your page. You can do whatever you want. But our main focus today to focus on the controls that we have it. So from where I can look at the control, as I mentioned before, and I already covered on our previous session, that you can go to insert, and from here, so you can add different type of UI, which is, we call it user interface elements, or you can call it controls, because this is the most important components that we have it within the Power App. So if you look at it here, actually we have a label, we have a button, we have a text, we have an input, and we have a gallery, we have a table, we have a form. So we have a different types of controls. And let us check one by one and see what kind of things that we can do. I will start with the main things that every time I'm focused on it, which is the gallery. And I already explained it before that the gallery, actually you can show your data. For example, if you are using a SharePoint data source, if you are using Excel, if you are using OneDrive, or if you are using what type of like SQL data source. So it doesn't matter what kind of data source that you are using or you are connect to your application. If you want to show your data, you can select gallery, and within gallery, this control will help you to show your data to the end user. And you can add a lot of controls within your gallery. So for example, if I select this one, actually we will do an example, but I will go through each control, and from there we can do our first example within the controls that we will cover it. So this is the gallery. Okay, let me now move to the second one, which is, if you look at here, data table. So with data table, actually, you can show your data from data source in format that includes a column header. So it's similar to the Excel format, like a table with the headers, and you have for each column specific data. So if you are interested to show your data as a table, you can use this control. Okay, and if we move now to the third one, which is forms, actually with the form, you will be able to show details about your data. And not only show your data, you can let to create and edit items within your forms. For example, and we already did it before, if I have a gallery and the user select any items within our gallery, they will be able to click on any icons that we have it, and you can navigate it to specific form, which is edit form, will help the user to edit their data and save it and store it within the original data. So this is the purpose of forms control within Power Apps. Okay, what do we have also? We have a media. And what if I want to add some pictures to my application? What if I would like to add a camera control or a camera, yeah, camera control, and I want the user to take some pictures? We are able to add this one. What if I have a barcode and I would like within my application to add a functionality to scan the barcode? There is a control already there, and there is a way to use each control. So it doesn't mean that if you would like to use, if you have a barcode within your data, I just need to add this one. No, actually, there is a way to use it. You can add it here, but there is a way to use a barcode, and I will arrange a specific session how we can use a barcode to and add it to our data source, and how we can scan it from our application. It's really a cool feature, and I did a lot of application to scan the barcode. It's really a fun way to do it. So let me now go to also to the media and to check what kind of functionality or controls we have within media control. You can add a audio, you can add a Microsoft Stream, and if you don't have any idea about Microsoft Stream actually it's a tool from Microsoft similar to the YouTube concept, but you can use it within your environment. For example, you have your own environment and you have a 10 person within your environment and you want to share your videos. So how you can do this? You can upload it direct to Microsoft Stream, and Microsoft Stream, it will not be public to anyone. Actually, it's just to your organization or to the environment they have an access. So you can add your videos here, and you can make it like a gallery, or you can add just a one video and embedded the video from Microsoft Stream directly. Okay, what do we have also here? If you want to add a function, like if you want to allow the user to import the data or to export the data, we have already controls that built in Power Apps. You just need to click on it and add a few functionality. What if I have a lot of documents as a PDF and I would like to create an app as a PDF reader? So is it possible? Actually, if you look at here, we have a PDF viewer, and with this one, actually, you will be able to click on it and add your data source. If you have, for example, if I have 100, for example, here, just a sample, they have a collection here, so they just add it. But if you have, for example, a lot of data or a lot of PDFs file that you want to add it to your application, you can add it by using a PDF control under media. So this is really helpful, actually. Let me remove this one. Okay, cool. And let me remove. Okay. There is something here. Okay. Let me delete it. Okay, cool. What do we have also? We have a map. If you are interested to use like similar to the Google Map and to track a specific things, you can add it here. But if you look at here, you need a premium license. So you can check all the different license within Microsoft related to Power Apps. There is a specific site, and I can share the link later on with you. And if I want to see the item in 3D, we have a functionality here to add it, and there is already a tips and the way how you can add it to your application already explained. And if you are interested, I can arrange a specific session about it, and we can learn together how we can build it. Okay, so we have a media. As I mentioned, if you have, for example, a lot of data, and if you want to add a chart to explain to the user or to do some analysis, you are able to do it. If you have a Power BI file and you have a few tile that you want to add it to your application, you can also add it here. And also we have icons here already added to the built-in within Power Apps, or you can upload whatever you have as a picture. So if you don't want to use any icons from here, you can add your own by using image. Actually, this is my trick. If I want to add another icon, I can use an image, and I have already a free source. I will share it with you with free icons, and it's really a cool icon, so I can share it with you. Okay, what do we have also here? We have the most important things. We have a gallery. If you focus on building your first application, the most important things to understand, what do we mean by gallery? What do we mean by forms? And on our previous session, I already explained the difference between both the gallery and the forms. You can go there on my YouTube channel and to check more details about it. So now let us focus on the second part of our session, and we will go through for each controls. Actually, we have a specific things. For example, here, let me show it to you. For example, if I add here a media image, or let me show you something, I will add here image. I will add another control, which is label. I want to highlight something here. For each control, actually, we have a specific properties for each one. For example, here, if I click on this image, what if I want to change the border? What if I want to change the image? What if I want to change the color? There is a lot of things that I can change within my control. You need to click on it, and from there, you will be able to see a lot of things. And for each one, there is a specific things you can do. So let me click on label here. And based on the control, you will be able to see a different things here. So maybe here I have a size, maybe here I don't have a size. So it depends on the control. And you don't need to memorize anything. You just need to understand what kind of things that you can do when and where. So for example, here, if I want to change the text from text to another, like hello May or something, how can I do this? Forget about the data sources, forget about to connect our data. I'm trying to explain the basic things here. So I would like to change the text word to be as a hello May. So you can go from here, and from here we have something we call it by default, it's text. And if you click on it here, there is a way to write it. You need to put like this and hello. And for example, let me add May, and you need to close this one. Okay. And here we go. What if I want to change the color? What if I want to change, for example, the size? So you can check from here. And for each one, there is a specific things that you can do. For example, if you want to change the size, you can click on the size. And if you look at it here, it's 21. I can make it 33. So, or there, if you click on it, you can do some basic things from here for the font size, for the color, you can do it from here. But there is another features you can do it from here. For example, what if I have, or what if I want to add a button here? Okay. And the question here, what if I want to change the button to be as a save, from button text to be save? Second, I would like to change the color. Third, I would like to do or to add a function when the user click on it, something will happen. So how can I do this? So actually all this you can learn it while you are practicing. So once you add your button, for example, if I want to change from button to text or from button to save, there is a different way. Either you can click on it and you can change save, or you can click on it and from here you can go to text. Let me check. Here we go. We change the same one that we did it here. Or you can click on it and go from here and change it, like save. And let me make it like this. So there is different way to do it, either from here directly or from here or from here. Okay. Now I will explain to you the most important things for each control that we have it. If you click on it, if you go here, there is action, there is design, there is a lot of things here, and whatever we are having here, it's similar to the one that we have it here, but here we have more actually. Here they just mentioned the most important things that you can add to your button or to your label, to your image, whatever of the controls that you have it. For example, here on select. So when the user is selecting the button, there is an action will happen, right? How can I add the action? How can I add the function? So here it's false. So either you can change it from here directly, or you can click from here on select, and which is will appear here, and you can change it from here, and here it's a change from text to be on select, or you can go here directly and select on select. So on select actually will it means like how, or it means how the app respond when the user tabs or click on this control. And for all the controls we are able to see on select, which is the action will happen. And this is the most important things that you need to keep it or to highlight it in your note, that on select, within on select you can add the action, like move to the second page, do whatever, like add, remove, move to the second page, submit. So you can add here your function based on your data source. And what do we have also? We have a text, we have a on select. What if I want to do some change? There is a lot of things, and we have already within Microsoft a specific document, and will explain for each control like what you can do and how to do it. For example, if you want to change, like let me show you here. Let me show you here, fill, for example. Here it means the color. If I want to change the color, how can I change it? Either from here, and you can change the RGBA numbers if you are familiar with the RGBA number. Of if not, you can change the color actually from here. Or you can add a specific function. For example, you can change it with the color that we have it. We have a color like a red color, we have a green. So we have a colors already built in, but for me actually, I don't like to use the colors that already built in the application, because I prefer to use a specific colors with the specific hexadecimal numbers. And if you are not expert with the hexadecimal number and all this stuff, you can search on it how you can add your colors to your Power Apps. So let me change it to green, for example, here, green, yellow, or whatever. Oh, let me change it like this. So you can do a lot of things. And if you want to change anything to your control, you need to click on it. And from there or from here, you can change whatever you want. Okay, now let us do some practice together, and let us remove all these things, and we can start from scratch. Okay. Before I move, or before I start the example, what I really would like to highlight here, if you are interested to get the material or the course that I'm explaining right now, you can go to Meetup, and the course that we have it today, I put the link there, which is all my courses actually. It's from Microsoft Learn. So after you finish this course, you can go to the link and mark it as a done. There's a quiz for like a 3 or 5 questions. You can take it, and if you did not pass, you can retake it, and you can collect a point actually. And yeah, I will share the link later on with you. So let's start by a quick example now. Now we will try to do like to create unique controls within our application. So first step, if you want to build any application, as I mentioned, the first way or the first option for you, you need to go to Power Apps. Let me copy the link for you and post it on the channel. Just a minute. Here we go. So if you are interested to go to Power Apps, this is the link. I already posted on the chat. Go there, sign for free, and let me start. Okay, so after you sign in to the Power Apps portal, you can, as we mentioned, you can build your application either from template, but in our example today, we will start from a blank. And once you click on blank, which is we did it already, you can name your application. You need to name to give a name to your application. And let me highlight something here. If you have the name already within your environment already, for example, if I have an app with the name Mail Hajri, I cannot create two applications within the same name. You need to change it. Okay. This is just for your information. Okay, now we would like to create or to add a tab, and also we'd like to add a button, and we would like also to create a collection. So what we would like to do now, let me add a button. If you are not familiar with the collection, not you are like what I really would like to mention here, there is a different types of data sources. Either you can add SharePoint, or you can check what available data source or connection or connectors that available in our application. And from here, you can select add a data, and you can select the connectors that available within Power Apps, and you can add whatever you want. So in our example today, I would like to create a collection, and to create a collection, you need to add a button or something that you need to click on it. So let me just add it, and we can highlight it later on. The collection actually, let me give you a quick summary about it. Collection, it's the data that you can build it within your application. You don't need to connect any data here. So once you add a few functionality or a few code, and once the user click on it, the collection will be stored on our Power Apps. And whenever you have a button to delete it, you can delete it. So it's up to you. So the data will be stored and saved within your application. It's not on like a SharePoint or an Excel. No, it's within your application. So let me copy the code and add it here. So if I want to add any code here, where should I add it? As I mentioned, you need to add it on select, because when I click on it, I would like to create the collection. So let me copy. I already copied the code, and let me save it. Here we go. And if you look at it, once I add it here, by default, I have it under my data source and with the name of collection. So this code will help me to create my collection. The first thing to create any collection, you need to add clear collect. Then you need to give a name to your collection. And here we call it city populations. Maybe in your example, you would like to see like how many employees you have or whatever. So the collection, you need to add your data source by yourself. And from there, you need to add a clear collect, the name of your collection. And from there, you need to give, for example, how many columns or how many city do I have? For example, I have two things or three main things. I have a city, country, population, city, country, and population, and so on. So here I have three main column, one with the city name, one with the country, and one name with population. And how many rows do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you can build your own collection based on your data source, but you need to type it in similar way, or there is another way you can also add it. So this is the easiest way. Okay, so here we go. Once you add your code, by default, you will be able to see your collection here under data source. Okay. Now, let me do something here, and let me just click on it because I wanted to show you how can I check my collection. What if I want to see my collection? Now I already created and already stored here, which is here under my application. And if I want to go back, no, just a minute. And if I want to check my data source, how can I check my collection? As I mentioned, you can use either form, but this is not the good practice for us to use it, or you can use a data table, or we can use a gallery control. So what we will use today, we will use a gallery. So I will add a blank from here because I would like to customize my gallery. And once you click on it, you will be able, once you add your gallery here, you will be able to see like, do you have any data source that you want to add? Like if you look at data source, there is no data source. So how can I add my collection? From here, if you have another data source, actually you can add it. So I just need to double click on it. And here we go. But still, I don't have, it's connect to my data source, but because I select the blank gallery, I am not able to see anything. So now, what if I want to add like a title, subtitle, and body? How can I do this one? Either you can change the layout that we already studied on last session from here, or you can add your labels by yourself. So it's up to you. So here, we have the easiest way by select, for example, if I have to select title, subtitle, and body, click on it. Here we go, as simple as. For sure, you can make your user interface pretty and you can add the colors, you can add a lot of things, but this is not the main focus of our session today. We will have a specific session on how we can build a pretty user interface for all my applications by using like an easiest tool. You don't need to be an expert with XD tool or any user interface tool. Okay, now I have my gallery. I can check my collection from here. So what kind of things that we use it here? We use a button to create a collection. We are not connect to any data source. We build our data source. So this is the first control. We use it to build our data source. The gallery, we have a gallery to show our data. So this is why we need to understand the control, because with the controls, actually, you can do a lot of magical things. For example, you can use a button to create your data source, to create your collection, to add, to delete. So as a first things for any beginner with Power Apps, you need to understand the basic things of all the controls that we have it. So here we go. What here? But if you click here, there is nothing. So let me click on the application now. If I click here, there is nothing, right? It's not the same example that we have it on our last session, because on our last session, we added our data source before anything. But here we are building our application, or we are choosing the create an app from blank, and we are playing around with our controls. That's why we don't have an edit form or the second screen or third screen, but you can add it by yourself. So here we go. I can use a button. I can use this one. Now, what if I want to add a drop-down menu? And as we know, you can add a lot of things here. Sometimes within your application, you want to make your application much easier to the end user. If they want to filter by specific things, if they want to add specific things, you can do it. For example, here, input, we have a drop-down menu and we have a combo box. So let me go through one by one. Text input will help you to type. For example, if I want to ask a user to enter their name, the correct control that you need to use it, text input. What if I want to use a pin input? For example, someone would like to get their signature. You can add a pin input. What if I want to have a drop-down menu, or I have a lot of galleries and I want to make it much easier to the user? You can click on a drop-down menu, for example, here. And by default, actually, you have a drop-down sample, but you can change it with maybe you have a specific data source. Let's try to add our collection, which is, we call it city population. Let's see, maybe it will work. I don't know actually, but let's see, maybe. Cool. And if you click on it here, we have all the city, right? But if I click on it here, we are not able to filter here because if you want to link, for example, this control with this one, you need to add a functionality here, which is we will learn it on our upcoming session. Don't worry about it. So I'm just showing you what kind of things that we can do within our application. So we have a drop-down menu. We have a combo box. So combo box, actually, it's similar to the drop-down menu. Let's try it out now. I will show you the difference. Here we go. I will add our city. But what's the difference between a combo box and the drop-down menu? Let me show you. With the drop-down menu, based on the one that you have it or your data source, you can select like only one and you have a specific list. And you don't have a search functionality here. But within Combobox, actually, you can select whatever you want from the same list that we have it on a drop-down menu, but I can search, for example, which is much easier than this one. And actually, it depends on your application and the business case that you are working on it. So this is the difference between Combobox and drop-down menu. Let me go back here and see what kind of things that we have. If I have a list box, you can use it within the list box. Let's try it out now and see. Let me make the gallery smaller and let us add it here. And let's see what kind of things. And let me add the collection, city population. So here we go. Here you can select whatever you want and as much as you want. It's a list box. You can select more than 5 or depends on how many you want to select. Okay. Let me add another one that we have it here, a checkbox. Checkbox, it's like you can also select different type. Let me try to change it with the city population. No, it will not work because it's supposed to be a table. So here, let me go back. Cool. So here we make it. Here we go. Let me add. And let me check if it will work. We can add only one here. But if I want to add more, there is something that we need to change from the setting. Okay, cool. See, if I click on here by default, you will be able to see the check mark. But if you don't want to see it, for example, when the user opens the application, you want to remove the check before they click on it, you can change here, turn it off. Okay, so we have a text box. We have also, let me go back here. We have radio. We have a lot of things. Timer. Actually, let me give you more details about timer. If you are if you have a quiz application, and I already built a different quiz application, sometimes you need to add a timer to your application. Like I want the user to answer the question within 10 seconds. How can I do this? As simple as you can use a timer, and there is a way to use it. And I built an app by using Power Apps, which is a digital escape room. And within digital escape room, you need to put a timer 60 minutes. And how can I do this? And once the timer, when we have 60 minutes already done and everything, maybe the user did not answer the question, there is some action will happen. Like after 10 seconds, move to the second page or give me the result of this user. So that's why sometimes you need to use a timer control within your application. And there's a cool control here. If you are familiar with Microsoft Forms, that you can add your survey here. Let me add it here. I hope that it will work. We don't have any form here. You need to add your form. Let me try to add, okay. I will add this one. Actually, once you add this control, you will be able to check all the survey that you have it under Microsoft Forms. Microsoft Forms, actually, it's like a survey online that you can build your own questions, your own quiz, and you can send it to the user. If you are familiar with the Gmail or with the Google survey, similar way. And from there, the user, once they open the app, they will be able to go through the forms and fill the form. I'm sorry, I'm adding all the controls, but let me remove it. So a lot of functionality that we can do. Our main focus today we will not build an app. We are going through the controls because on upcoming session we will start focusing on more advanced topic, and then we can build our main application by adding all the components that we learn it. Okay, what do we have also? Um, Let me check. For example, here, if you have something like we call it a component here. For example, if I build an app and I would like to take the same functionality, the same component that I built it there, so I need to go to the previous application, export the the components that I have it, then I can import it to the new one. This is one, it's an advanced topic, but you can go through it if you are interested to learn more about it, and it will save your time. I don't want to duplicate the same job like I built for the first application for HR department, and I would like to build another application for finance department with the same functionality. So rather than building an application from scratch 100 times, I can export the package from the previous one, and from there I can import it to the second application. And there is a limitation, there is a specific way to do it, there's a specific documents already available on Microsoft side. And what do we have also? We have AI builder, and it's really cool features. For example, if you have a business card and you would like to scan it or read it or whatever you want to do, you can use it. A lot of cool things that you can do with your application. And also there is a tricks. For example, if you don't have the direct control, or if you don't have the direct functionality to do things, you can use your own magic. You can use your own functionality by thinking. And I did it on most of my applications. Sometimes I'm struggling with like, how can I add this? I couldn't find it within the document. So you start to think about things that you can add it, and you can test it. Actually, this is the powerful things with Power Apps. You can test the function before to publish your application or before to share it with anyone. And that's the cool things with Power Platform. You can learn while you are building your app, your dashboard, or even your flow. So this is what I have for today. And before I end the session, what I want from your side, let me share with you the link. Just a minute. I will share with you the link. Okay, let me go back to the unit number 1. And you can go through this document. You can mark it as a done, because here we go. Just a minute, let me add it here. Someone is asking about, can you paste the data as well? Yeah. So from this link, you can go through the documents, or you can go through the example that we did it today, just a simple one. I can copy, just a minute. I'm not sure if you are asking about the collection that we did it on our application today, but I will copy also the collection, and you can test it from your side. Just a minute. This is the collection. You can add it to your button, and the example already exists on our Microsoft Learn. You can go through it, and you can just follow the step. And if you don't want to go through the documents, you can just mark it as a done, because we already covered it today. And you can take the quiz, and for sure you need to build your own profile within Microsoft Learn. Let me show you. Here we go. This is Microsoft Learn. I have my own profile. I already reached the level 15, which is, I'm not sure how many level we have, but I think, Hassan, you mentioned that maybe it's based on your own calculation. Maybe we have 48 levels. I'm not sure. But whatever we have on Microsoft Learn, and you can go through here, the courses. Let me show you. It's really a cool website. I learned a lot of things from Microsoft Learn. To be honest, all my session, everything actually, I learned it from here. So if you are interested on Power Platform, you can select from here the product. And if you are a beginner, you can even select, for example, if I'm a developer, what kind of courses that we have it from Microsoft. If I'm a data engineer, for example, if I selected it from here, I will be able to see that we have 183 course or a path that will help me to develop my skills. And from there, you can select the course and you can go through the material or the path. For example, here we have a different or three main topics. You can go through each one. And if you want to check your profile, for example, you can check how many levels you have and how many certificates. Also, you can check the challenges for each event. We have it from Microsoft. They are posting a lot of a challenge. For example, the past one that I already participate. Also, the achievements. Like for each course, you can select, you will be able to see, for example, I finished this one. I will get something from Microsoft. It's really cool things. And you can learn a lot of things, and it's not only articles. There is a videos, there is an example. They put like if they have a specific example with the data source like Excel or Power BI, they already have it within their articles. You can install it and you can practice more and more. So for our course today, as I mentioned, just go there. Oh, sorry. Just go there and mark it as a done and take the test, which is a 3 or 4 question. And that's it. And if you want to reach me out, you can go direct to my Twitter account, or you can go if you want to see all my documents. There is a website, Agent008. Let me share it with you. You can go there, check all my documents there. I have like a sessions, upcoming session, infographics, a lot of things. And let me share with you all my link in case if you want to follow me, Twitter, LinkedIn, or anywhere. All my sessions available, all my link and website there. So thank you so much, team. And tomorrow I have another session, which is for value for the book that I already explained on last week, I think, about the design, the canvas, and all these cool stuff and how we can build it. If you have any product, you can join us. The session already on the meetup. So yeah, thank you so much and have a nice day.